Hey StarCraft community, DeadZerg here for another episode of Improved Analysis. Today we're going to talk about scouting, how to build scouting into your game in 3 easy steps. So the first step is you have to die. You have to know, oh, there's something out there that I need to scout for. The second step is you need to develop a way that you can consistently scout for that every game. And the final step is prepare a response in the case that you do scout that in one of your games. So it's 3 easy steps, and using the tool also that we developed last time of substitution, we're going to be able to build good reactions into our play so that when we do get the scouting information, then we're able to react in an appropriate way. This avoids the pitfalls that I used to fall into as a younger player when I would get in the opponent's base with my probe and I'd look around and I'd be like, okay, I see all this stuff, but it all means nothing because I'm not going to change what I'm going to do because I don't know what this means. So here's how you find out what it means and then you react to it in an appropriate way. So here we have a PvP game that I played on ladder. And before this moment here, I had no idea that his intention was to push. I only have 4 Stalkers, he has 5 and 2 Adepts. I have a natural. He does not. I have Blink just starting. He has a proxy gateway with a proxy oracle about to complete. So overall, I'm in a poor position. I'm also producing probes. He has completely cut probes. So in this situation, things aren't looking good for me. And if we look at my vision, the reason is because of lack of scouting information. I've seen his base. He's doing the usual thing, which is double gateway right now. But other than that, I haven't seen, does he have an intention to take a Nexus? Does he have an intention to proxy? Instead, I get this warning, very little warning, actually no warning. And now let's watch the situation play out. So I have to micro back. And here, I have to cast Overcharge in my natural to stop his superior unit count from breaking me, which means my Mothership Core is pulled from my main to my natural, exposing my main to a possible which comes in and deals good damage. Which then consequently makes me use a second Overcharge to get the Oracle away, and at that time my natural is going to be exposed, so he's going to be able to kill this Nexus. Bad situation for me. This game ends up being a long, epic, drawn-out game. But I want to talk about this specific situation. How could I respond better? I'm not sure. So I'm going to work through the process. So the first step of the process is die. Realize that there is something that you need to scout for. And you're really not going to be able to know that until you die to something. It's hard to anticipate new creative builds that people are going to come up with. So in this case, wow. This build with the proxy gateway and the Stargate, while it's not the most innovative build, it caught me off guard in this game. So how can I possibly scout for this in games to come? So now we're moving on to step 2. So I've identified that there's a proxy build, proxy Stargate with a gateway that can kill my early Nexus. How do I anticipate this build? What is a way that I can scout it? So now we have to go back in the replay and check. So let's see. My scout probe is going to go out. And as I said before, when it gets into his base, it's going to see that things are really, really, really normal. So it gets into his base and it dies. It would also see 3 pylons. So it would not be able to anticipate the fact that this pylon was out here. Okay, so here we go. There's a proxy here. Now, the easiest thing to do with proxies is to find the proxy. If you find the proxy, there's no issue because then you've scouted. You have the information that you need. So what tools do I have at my disposal with this build to scout for the proxy? Now, I've taken a very quick Nexus before Stalkers. It's a patience build. But I do have this Mothership Core. And the fastest possible Oracle is not going to be able to get in before the Mothership Core travels to this location and back. So, in that situation, I can use my Stalkers to follow the Adept Shades. Watch this. The Adept Shades come in and they cancel because my Stalkers followed them. So I can use the Stalkers in this situation to follow the Adept Shades and scout one proxy location with the Mothership Core. Okay, great. So what if the proxy Stargate was down here? That is an option. In that case, the scouting probe that I sent out could have checked this bottom location. I could also send out an additional scouting probe to check this location. In the event that he doesn't have adepts, these Stalkers can simply split and check each location. So there, I've actually got a bunch of tools at my disposal to check for this sort of thing. If I have actually opened up adepts, I'll be able to get in with the Shades and check his Nexus timing. If the Nexus is late, I'm going to be able to then reactively scout. So there's a bunch of different layers of tools that I have available to me. So if he's pressuring with the adepts at the front, I'm going to need to stop the adepts, so I'll have my Stalkers in position. But I should check with my Mothership Core. Check. See if this is the situation that I'm facing. Right? So now, let's say I check with the Mothership Core and I scout it. And I see, oh, it is in fact Proxy Oracle. So now we're moving on to step 3. So first we died to it. We realized there's something that I need to scout for in every game. Second, we're going to build possible ways to scout. So what tools do you have available in the game? You can send out a probe. You can use your Stalkers. You can use the Mothership Core. All tools that I can use to check for this proxy. Now finally, I'm going to build a reaction. How do I respond when I see this? My response was not adequate. Because in this game, you'll see that my Mothership Core gets 2 out of position. And I actually end up losing the Nexus. This is the game state after the attack. So, how then do I respond in a way which is adequate? This is when we're going to start using the tool that I gave you last week, which is substitution of value. How do we use substitution of value to make our scouting better? So, say in the next 20 seconds I scout this. So at 340. So my Twilight goes down. Okay, great. So right now, say that I have the information that this is what's happening. I've got 4 Stalkers, but he doesn't have all of his Stalkers here yet. So right now, we can substitute value in a way that will give us what we need to defend this push. So look at this. I've got 2 probes queued here, and I've got 2 probes queued here. I'm also building a Twilight Council. This is all value that's sort of in flux. I can put this value back into my bank if I cancel it all, and then I can reinvest it into something else. So in this situation, I've also got some money that I'm floating, and Warp Gate is about to finish. So I would say that if I scout this, the best response would be to stop making probes completely, to make 2 Stalkers from this warp in, and to leave the 2 Stalkers in the main base. Also, so this is going to be 200 minerals in probes. So if the 200 minerals in probes becomes the Stalkers, we're all going to have 50 minerals left here. I would say it's probably better in this situation to start another gateway as soon as possible, right after those 2 Stalkers, so that you're going to have 3 gates to match his gateway count. So let's see how I end up spending this money. I end up getting an additional gate, but the fact that I get this gate now means that I have a lower Stalker count. So right there, if I had cut the probes, I could make 2 Stalkers. Actually, I could make 2 Stalkers and have the additional gateway, which is probably the best situation here. Another resource that I have available to me is Chrono Boost. I could put both of my Chrono Boosts on my gateways to really push out Stalkers. So imagine right now he pushes the ramp, and instead of 4 Stalkers, right now I have 6. This attack is going to look still scary, but less scary than it was before. The ability to buy time at my natural, because he's going to be scared of this pylon, will most likely allow my Mothership Core to stay in position and have double photon overcharge in the case of the oracles. So I take back what I said earlier. I think it would be better to get the 2 stalkers at the natural. The next 2 stalkers, which would be available around now or 10 seconds from now, they should go in the main and pull the Mothership Core down in case he makes another warp in to try and bust the natural. So that's my 3-step system. So first, you're going to die to something and you're going to figure out, damn, it sucks when I die to this. I need to fix that. Second step is going to be, how do you notice it every game? Well, every game I can have a better probe scout. So probe scout can scout one side of the map, Mothership Core can scout the other side of the map, or I can split the stalkers to check with them. If the stalkers are busy, use the other tools, the Mothership Core to scout, a probe to scout, something like that. So find a way to scout for it. And then the final step is going to be use substitution of value to go back into the game and say, okay, what is like the objective amount of resources that I have available to me at this time with this build? And when I do scout this, how can I reallocate those resources so that it'll have what I need to put me in a better position against what I'm facing? So, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate the support. And there'll be another video on improved analysis next week. I've been experiencing some computer issues this week, so sorry there's been less content than usual, but there will be more next week. So, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.